I am going to make a really quick video. This is the Dallas West Branch Library. That's where I am right now. If you guys can see, they're sitting over there. That's the library. I am inside this room. Looks like it's a conference room. An auditorium. That's what they call an auditorium. As you guys can see, it's just a place where a bunch of kids come and play. But I'm going to stand here and record this video because, I'm going to go back to my seat and record the video. I'm sitting over here. I've been given 1 hour to be able to record a video. I was not intent on recording this video. I was going to do another one. But something just happened that was very disturbing to me. And I'm not going to, this is Dallas. Dallas is a very racial and classist city. It's race conscious and class conscious. But I came into the library, and I noticed that when Ashley is a young black woman, she's very, very friendly. When she's here, she lets people use those side rooms where they can record videos, they can, just for conference stuff, whatever it is. Those doors are open. And as a matter of fact, Ashley mentioned to me that I could use the rooms because I used to always sit out there on the floor when I used to want to do certain things on my computer. And the room is just more comfortable. You have a little bit more quiet. You can close the door. So if nobody's using the room, it's on a first come, first served basis. If no one's using the room, then you can use the room. I noticed that when Ashley's not here, the rooms are locked. And, I'm going to tell you, there are certain people that wander in here. They eat in the rooms. They probably try to sleep in the rooms, whatever it is. And that's not my fault. I can only be responsible for me, not these random people that are coming in here. But I came in here, I had my laptop, and I said, may I use the room? I noticed the rooms were locked. So it was a white lady. Her name is Jennifer Singleton. She was sitting up front. She said her last name was Singleton. I don't know if she was being truthful, but she said her first name was Jennifer. And at first I went to the Hispanic lady. I said, ma'am, I would like to use one of the rooms because I noticed they were both locked, they were unoccupied. She said, oh, sure, let me go get the key for you. She went to the white woman, and whose name is Jennifer. And she said she would like to use the room. We need the key. The white woman immediately said, oh, we don't have the keys right now. So you can't use it. And it was something about the way she said it that just came off as, when I tell you, terribly condescending and just terribly demeaning. And then she kept talking, and it's like she was trying to catch her thoughts or trying to structure her thoughts. Well, we had maintenance in here this morning, and maintenance did something with the keys, and we're trying to get something worked out. It's never been a problem. They have always had the keys, always had those keys. And so, the Hispanic woman who's at the front desk now, you guys probably can see her. I'm going to see if I can. There she is. She's there with the blue sweater. The Hispanic woman looked at her almost like shocked, because I looked at the Hispanic woman, and the Hispanic woman was looking at her. And it was just a look in her eyes like, oh, you're such a liar. And so then the Hispanic woman made this little noise, and she just started laughing and walked off. So, when I tell you guys this white woman was just ultra condescending and ultra demeaning and just very, very, very nasty. The way she said it, it was just almost like I'm just going to pull an answer out straight out my ass. I don't even care if you know that I'm lying. It's nothing you can do about it. It was one of those types of things where it just came off as so unbelievable, so not true. And so, I told her, I said, ma'am, I believe you're being disingenuous. I do believe you have those keys. And, this library is publicly funded. And so they're denying certain parts of the library only for certain groups, and certain other groups, namely black people, they don't want us to use. She doesn't want us to use it. So, It was the way she was looking at me. If you guys have ever had a racist boss, I'm from the South, and if you ever had a racist boss, a racist white boss, it's a look, how they look at you. I mean, it's just a look when they're talking to you. It's a look like a person would look at a retard, or a person would explain something to somebody they say they think is of inferior intelligence. It's just a look. You know, guys, I wish you guys could have seen this woman's look. She says, well, I'm so sorry you feel that way. And so I said, okay. I said, I'm going to put a complaint in. I say, who is your boss? She said, Ashley. And I said, well, who is Ashley's boss? And I think she kind of got mixed up on the answer, because she says, well, I'm Ashley's boss. And it was just real nasty, just the way she was looking at me and everything. I'm telling you guys can understand with me just explaining what happened. You would have had to have observed the conversation. So then I said, okay, well, who do you answer to? She never would answer. I had to ask her like 3 times, ma'am, who do you answer to? She still didn't answer. So finally I said, okay, what is the city manager that is over the public libraries, who manages the public libraries? Then she says, oh, that would be Mr. Armstrong. And I said, I would like to reach out to Mr. Armstrong. How can I get his contact information? She started to write his contact information, and then she stopped. And she said, well, you can use this whatever room I'm in, whatever's the name of this room that I'm in right now. I think she said the auditorium. She says, you can use the auditorium for, I think she said it was, what did she say? She said, you can use the auditorium from 12 to 1, because we've got a group coming in at 1, and then you won't be able to use it because they closed the door. It is like a little past 1 right now, but do you want to do that? And so she brought me over here, but she never would write Mr. Armstrong's information down. And so I told her when she came over here, I said, ma'am, I still would like Mr. Armstrong's information. Okay, well, I'm going to go out. I'll bring it to you. She left out and has not come back. She has not come back over here, and her name is Jennifer. She said Singletary or Singleton. But, you know, my thing is, and I told her, I said, ma'am, this is a taxpayer-funded public library, and you are restricting access to some of its services to only certain groups and denying other groups. Sometimes your gut can just tell you. But it was, and you know, I put everything together from how demeaning it was, how she was trying to catch her thoughts when she was speaking, and how the Hispanic woman looked at her. She's looking over here now. She sees me recording. This is another Hispanic woman. But how the woman looked at her, just, and the look in the Hispanic woman's face was just, oh, you're such a liar. And, you know, the thing is, you know, I see so much of this, especially in this area. I see a lot of the businesses around here won't hire African Americans, even though this is primarily an African American and Hispanic neighborhood. It's, like I said, it's a little bit of a poor neighborhood, but they won't hire black people. Black people are looked upon with a lot of distaste and disdain. It really is. I mean, when you guys, for those of you that may happen upon this video that live in other states, you know, I mean, Texas is almost like you're traveling back in the past a little bit when it comes to race. It's like you've gone back in the past. I think a couple of years ago, the head of the EEOC said that some people don't understand that there are parts of East Texas, he said East Texas, that are 50 years behind Mississippi in race relations. But, you know, it's for all of Texas, too. But, you know, it's just, and, you know, you try to make it. You try to make a life. You don't want to keep picking up moving because there's no perfect place. But sometimes the racism in this part of town, it gets to be, I mean, in this city, it gets to be a little too much. And, you know, living in Texas or living in Dallas, I understand now what people mean by when they say token Negroes. They'll take a black person and put that person on real, real high in an organization, whatever it may be, yet that person has zero power. Zero power. That person is there to give the illusion of inclusion. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the only reason that person is there. And I see that a lot here, even with the city personnel, the city people, the so-called black people that are sitting in these positions. They don't have any pull whatsoever. You know, the Hispanics get out there and make sure that their people are looked after, make sure you're not going to fuck over their people. The black people don't do nothing but sit in those jobs and draw a paycheck. And that's why you have all of these African Americans being discriminated against in this city. Sometimes it gets to be a little too much, but I've contacted the city of Dallas, the councilmen, the ward people, whatever you call them, all of them. I've contacted the mayor, the Dallas mayor. They won't even send an email back out saying, we've received your communication. Thank you for bringing your concerns to us. They won't send anything back out. They don't care. And I'm just thinking about that guy that killed those policemen. May they all rest in peace. May he rest in peace as well. I don't care if you guys don't like him. You guys say he did a cowardly thing. Shit, cops do cowardly things all the time. They do. The Justice Department just released a report today that said Baltimore police, they're doing all types of bullshit up there in Baltimore to black people. They stopped one elderly black man 30 times and didn't even cite him once. They had to throw out 11,000 citations because Baltimore police were just stopping black people without probable cause and escalating to violence with black people. They said one person was stopped by the police, and because he wasn't answering the questions fast enough for the officer immediately just went from 0 to 100 and immediately went violent. Slammed the guy and everything. I don't ever hear people say, oh, well, the cops are wrong, this, that. I hear black people saying it. But all these people who slam black people, they're quiet when it comes to police abuse of authority. They don't see not a damn thing. So that's why I say I hope he rests in peace as well, because people don't, if you don't go through what black people go through, being denied access to public services,